This episode sponsored by Lake Monster Details, producing the Don's Light and Magic Legacy line of parts, offering upgrade parts and decals for accuracy, special effects, and lighting. Visit www.lakemonsterdetails.com and make it glow. Also sponsored by GCals, producing aftermarket replacement decals and custom quality graphics for your favorite spaceships. Visit www.gcals.company.site and add some personalization to your sci-fi models today. Hey guys, Will here. Welcome back to Model from Ensign's Chair. Now, I had said when I was doing Brian's NX-01, which is still over here, got a couple little details I'm touching up on it. Just I told Brian the more I look at it, the more there's things I want to kind of touch up on and finesse a little bit. But at any rate, we're waiting for the decals that Gus Snipe's working on over at GCals. And while we're waiting on that, I'm doing a little tidying up on his, and I've also decided to go ahead and kind of try to fast track my build. I want to get done, and hopefully about the same time the decals are ready, because this is going to take me a little bit of time to do this. But I did say when I was building Brian's that there were some things I had picked up on and learned that I would do different when I do my build. So I kind of want to do a supplemental video. This isn't going to be a full build because I've just done Brian's and I'm not even done yet. I still got to finish probably another episode or two once we get the decals from Gus. And but there were a couple things I'm doing different with this, with my build, that I want to go over. One of them is I'm doing the photo etch for the photo etch set from Paragraphics. So working on that. That comes with the shuttle bay, and I didn't even realize it also comes with a cargo bay insert. So I may be doing that as well. But that'll if I do that, I don't want to mess up the top. I want the top to be, you know, as you would see it on the show. So if I do the cargo bay, I'll probably open up one of these openings on the bottom side here and do it there. That way I can show it. But it was never shown in the show itself, so I don't know if I'm going to do it. But we'll take a look at it. I have it, so I may just as well do it. I think it would be a cool add-on as well. So I'm doing the Paragraphics set. I'm also working with a couple different types of paints. The one I did for Brian's was crack paints, and it's got a nice sheen to it. But I was trying to see if I could find something that was even a bit more of a metallic look to it. So I've got some paints I've been working with on that, and we'll talk about here in a minute. I got a couple different ways I'm going to light this. I used a lot of fiber optics in Brian's build, and this build I kind of want to try to do a little more direct lighting with SMDs. So we're going to work on that. So give me a minute. I'll talk about some of the things I'm doing different with this, some of the lighting I'm using, and some of the other aspects that I'm doing different in this build. So give me a minute. Put you on the bench. We'll get to work. Alright guys, so let's talk about some of the things I'm doing a little different assembly wise on this. You know, when I did Brian's, I kind of just went by the book on it as far as how to assemble it. And but what I did starting off was, you know, I washed and primed the parts, and I went ahead and did the silver coating and the base coat and all that I want to do on it. But later on, as I was putting it together, I found there were some parts that really I wish I had put on first before I even did that base coat. And one of them was this part at the back here. And let me bring my light over here a little bit. This part here at the back, where your observation is, your observation windows and that, I went ahead and put that on first this time because you really do have to do some seam filling and sanding and get that squared away. And also with the Paragraphics parts, it came with these window inserts. I don't know how well they're going to show up on here, but I opened up these windows, and it actually has some window inserts to kind of clean this up a bit and make the windows nice and square. So I went ahead and put that in. I went ahead and put in this sensor array on the back here. I know with this black paint it's a little hard to see, but that's how I figure out if I need to do more sanding. I hit it with that little bit of primer and come back, you know, do a little light sand if I need to. But I put this array in, and I also put this little hatch here. I don't know if that's supposed to be a docking port or what. It looks more like an escape hatch or something, but I went ahead and put that in as well. So that way when I go to paint this, I don't have to worry about, oh damn, I forgot to put that in. Now I purposely didn't put these in because I'm not sure. I think these are supposed to be a slightly different color than the rest of the hull. But I've got to look at the photos of that, the CGI renderings, and decide whether I'm going to do those the same color as the hull again, or whether I'm going to change those up a little bit. So I did that, and for the bottom part, I went ahead and attached this back part here that has your observation windows, which again is a photo etch set, or a photo etch part that comes with it. And you see I've already got that photo etch part in there. So I got those observation windows open up, and after I do all my painting, I'll come back with some micro crystal clear or my UV resin, one or the other, and fill those in. That way I've got some glass there. I'm also, since I'm doing the shuttle bay, went ahead and opened up this front left shuttle bay here, so I can go ahead and start working on that. And the other thing you're going to want to do is put in these the photon tubes here that go. You got the 4 on the front and 2 on the back. You're going to want to put those on to start off, because otherwise you're going to have to come back and do repaint, touch-up paint if you don't do it before you start painting the outside of this hull. Because you really want to sand and blend these in, and it takes a little bit of putty and some sanding and all that. So go ahead and put your photon torpedo tubes in as well. The other part I put in was this black back platform here. It's currently black because it's primered, but I went ahead and put that in because the instructions don't call for that to be put until much later, and then you've got to come in, and again, like on Brian's, I'm having to do some touch-up, come back and repaint this and touch it up and all that. So it's better to just go ahead and get that in and fill your seams and do some sanding. I've got a little more, bit of a seam still visible right here. I need to work on some more, and a little bit of a low spot for some reason right here. So a little bit more work on that, but go ahead and put that part in too when you start off. And I think that's it for those parts, but I did go ahead and put in all my sidewalls as well. I need to put in these parts too. I just haven't decided if I'm going to do that now or wait till later. I'll probably go ahead and put them in before I start painting, because it saves you from coming back and having to do light blocking or filling and light blocking and all that around these seams, at least on the bottom edge. And it's just going to save you a lot of trouble, because then again, I didn't do that, and now I've got to come back and touch all this up all the way around, where I had to come back and do some additional light blocking where I had some light leaks. So I would recommend going and putting in all your walls all the way around, including the back one here, and just get those in place. That way, you know, even if you're gonna paint yours before you assemble. Actually, this one I've got the masking set from Aztec Dummy for the Aztecs, and with those Aztecs it comes with window masks. So actually what I'm going to do is mask off my windows, and it's a lot of windows to mask off. But I did try, and I want to say that last episode I tried this micro mask. I'm not very pleased with it. It didn't want to come off as easy as I would have liked, so it was a real pain in the butt. And I even had to come in and fix a couple windows because it was a mess trying to get this stuff off. So I can't say I recommend this stuff. I don't know if I'll even use this again, because I just had such a bad experience with it not wanting to come and peel off completely. I'd end up with a blue ring around the window or something that I'd have to get in there with the point of my knife and kind of try to pick that up and pull it out. It was just a pain. So I'm glad to see that the Aztec masks from Aztec Dummy come with the window masks. So I'm going to use those, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this all primed up and everything, but I'm not going to do the final coat until after it's completely assembled. Then I'll come back and block these off with the window masks, kind of like I did with my original series Enterprise. You know, do the complete build, mask off the windows, completely paint it, and that just worked out so much easier for me than what this doing it the way I did Brian's did. It's just you know, some people like doing it that way. I prefer to just go ahead and wait till the end, do my final coat, not have to worry about coming back and fixing it up or that. So that's what I'm going to do different on this one. Just a reminder though, when you put these sides in, the bad thing about this, I don't know why they designed it like this, but you'll notice that, and I mentioned this in Brian's build, but these tabs block, these two tabs, well, particularly this one here, blocks, or actually, no, I'm sorry, this one here in particular blocks your lights. You see, I can't push this through, it's blocked right here. So what you got to kind of do is come in with a Dremel or something and clear that out so that you can put your light in. Now that's what I did. Excuse me. That's what I did on this side here. Let me turn around this way. The light. Oops. Light shows a little better this way. But I had to come in and clear this out and open it up so that way I can put my LED in there. Matter of fact, give me just a second. I'm going to grab an LED so I can show you how this looks. Give me a minute. We'll be right back. Alright guys, so I cut the camera off and realized I already had one set out. So that way, what I was talking about is you got to clear this out down here. And that way you could take your 3mm LED and it'll just pop right into place there. You can see how it just sticks right up. Sticks right up there. But that'll let you light these up. Where's my battery? It's out the way a little bit. See, that lets your 3mm LED fit there, and that way you can get it through. But yeah, I don't know why they did it like that and blocked that up. But anyway, it's not that hard to get in there. It's easier if you have a Dremel tool to get in there with one of your pointed bits or that. But you can do it with a hobby knife too. Just be real careful you don't go too deep and then end up messing up the outside here. But you definitely need to clear that out if you're going to light this up. But anyway, so everything, I just went over everything that I was doing on this as far as putting on the parts that should be put on first. And then I talked about a little bit about the paragraphics part. I got a lot of paragraphic stuff to put on. I've got, there's some hatches that got to be put on. I've got to go in and remove some of the raised detail on some of these spots and come in and put in these paragraphics hatches. But shouldn't be too bad. The great thing is, and I think I talked about this before, is that HDA Modelworks releases or puts out a graphic or a decal set for this paragraphics photo etch set. And you can go in, and that way you don't have to worry about painting all these details. Just put these on, and I'll use some microsol to make sure that these set real good onto the photo etch part, and then fold them up, and should be good to go. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with these ready room parts, unless there's a way. There might be a way for me to take this and put it on a piece of clear polystyrene and or poly, yeah, a clear piece of plastic, and get that put on there, and might be able to backlight it so that it shows up, and when you look through this window maybe you can see or make out a little bit of the details. At least it looks like there's a room in there, but I'll have to look at that and see. But anyway, so I've got I mentioned these LEDs. I got these 3.5 or 3mm LEDs. They come pre-wired, pre-resistored. I actually just ordered some more of these, and well, no, I ordered some more of the SMDs, but I've got a couple different colors of these. I got the red, the green, the blue. I've got a warm white and a bright white. So, and I'll put the link down the bottom where I ordered these from. But they're pre-wired, they're pre-resistored, so you don't have to worry about doing anything with the resistors. All I got to do is wire these up, and they're good to go. So I'll get that done. Oh, let me talk about this part here, because this can be a pain in the butt. So this is the hood or scoop or whatever you want to call it on the front end. Basically this is where your spotlight comes out that lights the registry. So what I'm going to do here, what I did was I came in, and just like with Brian's, I drilled out, and these are, you got to be real careful, drill these out. What I used was my pin vise, and this is a 1/32 Dremel drill bit that you can get from the Dremel area at Home Depot. I think Lowe's carries them too, but it's just a 1/32 drill bit. I use this for most of the holes I drill in here, and you just got to be real careful to get this on center when you drill, and get these drilled centered as best as possible. It's really a pain in the butt to do. Just take your time with it, and you can get those drilled out. But that hole ends up being a perfect size for, I've got, like I used in Brian's build, I've got fiber optic that fits in there perfectly with that size of a hole drilled. Or in this case, since I'm going to be using SMDs for the lighting and try not to use as much, or maybe not even any fiber optic this time, what I did was I drilled my holes for these spotlights here over the cargo bays, and I just wired, that hole is just big enough to fit the wires for an SMD through. And anyway, I fit these through. That SMD will sit perfectly in there. Matter of fact, when you push it out, let me push it out real quick, if I can get it to push back out now. It may have locked into place. Yeah, I don't want to pick at it. But at any rate, when you pull this in, that hole is just big enough for the wires to fit through, but it'll let your SMD snug up right into it. And I'll light this up, so show you what we got here. Let's see. And what I did was I resistor disc turned it down a little bit with a 1000 ohm resistor. And you can see that light. Let me pull the camera down. I don't like doing this, but it's the best way to do it without moving the battery. But you can see the light I'm getting off of that, and I think that's going to be pretty good. I might go up one more resistor level. Like I said, this is a 10,000 ohm resistor, and I might go up one more ohm resistor on it. We'll see. But I think that looks like it's going to be pretty good right there. That's a bright white. I'm actually going to use warm whites on these because I want all these for scale purposes. I think warm white would go better on all these areas. So once I get those warm white SMDs, they are supposed to be in tomorrow, I'll get those wired in and start doing my wiring on this after I get this primered. I've got to finish primering the hull. But before I do that, I got a couple of things. I got some paragraphic stuff I got to do. I want to get all that done before I even worry about priming the hull. But yeah, I think SMDs are going to be the way to go. I think that's going to work out probably a little better than using the fiber optics did. But we'll see how that goes. That's my plans for that. But I did want to say though that when I went to my hobby shop the other day, they had this AK fine primer, and it's black. And I had been wishing that I could find, I don't even think Tamiya makes it. But I've been wishing that Tamiya would come out with a black fine primer, and I saw this on the shelf. Apparently it just came out. It's not cheap. It's about $12 a can at my hobby shop. Probably find it a little cheaper online, maybe, I don't know. But this is some great stuff. You can see this is what I've been using to prime these spots where I've been working on stuff to see if I need to sand or not. And it's been some really, I will tell you, this stuff stinks. It smells smells horrid compared to other primers. But it does a really great job. It goes on nice and smooth and even. And so far it's been working out pretty well. So now I will be primering or light blocking this on the inside and on the outside. And this is what I plan to use to light block on the outside. Just to help to make sure that I don't get any any light leaks later on. But so anyway, that's what I plan to do with that. That's where I'm at with that. And what I'm going to do is when I get a little further into this and get some more stuff that I'm doing differently from the previous build, I'll do another little supplement on it. But I just want to do a quick little supplement just to let you know, some of the things I'm doing different on this build compared to the last one. Just to give you, because I like to give everybody options, especially some of the newer builders, give you some options as far as what you can do with these models and different ways you can light them. That's why I'm trying to get away from using the fiber optics in this one, because I did a lot of that in the last one. And I just want to show some other options for you guys that you can use to light this model up, or any model for that matter. Just so happens I'm trying to get this one done so that once Gus gets those NX-01 1350 scale Aztecs done, which are looking great. I put some pictures up on my Facebook page and also share them with the Star Trek Modelers group on Facebook. So check those out. Those are going to be great decals when he gets done with them. So I'm looking forward to that. But at any rate, guys, that's it for this update. I will give you another update once I've got some more information, some other things that maybe I've got the whole back end here I've got to go over yet. But I haven't even started on it. I won't even start on that until I've got this pretty much nailed down as far as where I want it before I'm ready to start assembling stuff. So I'll be working on that in the meantime. And then also, like I said, finessing Brian's over here a little bit. Looks great, but the more I look at it, no artist is ever happy with a piece of art. Not that this is a piece of art, but hey, it's my hobby. So at any rate, guys, I appreciate you guys signing on and watching. And thank you to subscribers. I just surpassed 500 subscribers, so I'm very happy with that. I appreciate you guys for subscribing. Please, if you enjoy these videos, hit that subscribe button down below. And also as a note too, if you want to get the updates automatic, I believe you got to hit the bell symbol down there too once you subscribe. So you'll get those updates automatic. But thank you to everybody that's been subscribing, everybody that's been putting up with me and watching these videos, and especially thank you guys that have been giving me some feedback on this, and you know, give me some other ideas too as to what to do with these models. So I appreciate you guys, and I also want to say again thank you to Cass over at Lake Monster Details, and also Gus over at GCals for you know, showing me some support and some love. And I appreciate it, guys. Until next time, keep modeling.